Yo, this is the Ray and Low Show, and we on.
It's the Ray and L.O. Show.
I was late.
Yo. Side note, hey everybody.
Side note, hey everybody.
No, because I was going to say the intro, I just was reminded of this. The other day, Mom was watching our podcast on YouTube. Shout out to Ma Dukes. And Jase was in the bed, and she heard the intro, and she's literally in the bed with her eyes closed, and she's like, "I the fool girl, I the funny girl." Like 2 fingers. I don't know.
Anything to not go to bed.
Me and Mom fell out laughing. I was like, "No, this chick is not in the bed dancing."
She's like, is that you and mommy?
Go ahead, Mooch. Yeah, man, shout out to Mooch. I just picked her up today from D.C. I literally woke up this morning, went Atlanta to D.C., D.C. to Atlanta. And, man, she fell on the concrete like ate asphalt.
My gosh.
Didn't even brace for landing. Just
Jase has no skin on her nose or forehead.
Her nose, her forehead, and her chin is in distress.
Scathed.
And everybody at the airport was looking like, is she beating that poor child?
I know.
And I was just like, y'all.
You have to explain this to Prime Care.
I wasn't even like, I wouldn't even, if she was started acting up at the airport, I didn't even say anything like disciplinary to her because I was like, look at her.
Already
Look at her. She beats her.
Yeah.
I know. And white people were like, no shade to white people, but they were like, hey there, little girl, what's your name? Like, her name, Jase. And she fell down.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Ask her what happened. She'll tell you, like, I legit, but no, she did. She was playing outside with her friends in D.C. and playing with the scooters. Scooters are the devil, first of all. I don't know who gave her that scooter, but it was not
Scooters aren't bad. She just has to know how to brace herself if she feels like she's going to fall, how to abort mission. Like
she was running, apparently. She wasn't even on the scooter. She was running, but...
Look at you. So why are you blaming the scooter?
Because I just feel like it could have been the scooter.
No, the scooter didn't do nothing.
But yeah, you put a little shea butter on it. We were shea buttering it up, and her skin's gonna heal, so it's all good. It's all good in the hood, man.
Jase is in recovery, so we'll
keep
give
her
you guys
lifted. She's on the sick and shut-in list.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
she's not. Lord, forgive me.
Oh yeah, that was.
But she is healing. She was like, "Mommy, can you kiss my nose?" I was like, "I sure can." Sweet girl. So yeah, man.
Hi guys. There's been a lot going on with us.
Whew, Lord,
these
have
past
mercy.
couple of weeks that we've been gone.
You should have heard the story Raina gave before the podcast. We can't share it with the show.
We're gonna share it in the future, but I'm not prepared to share it just yet. But
Lordy.
this happened maybe almost 3 months ago, and I'm just now telling Lo because I was explaining to her that I was scared to tell her because I know she was gonna be out here picketing and riding.
I'm about that life.
And doing all types of stuff.
Yo, shout out to Slim, first of all, because they jammed out last night at Cat's Cafe in Atlanta, in Midtown. He invited us.
It.
Yeah, she gonna tell you why she missed it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second.
Me and my boyfriend Greg, we went and we had an awesome time. And oh my God, they were like dope. So shout out to them. Follow them on Instagram at the band. Is it the Band of Brothers? Hey, did I get it right? The Band of Brothers, yes. And I
was able to catch a little bit on FaceTime when I FaceTimed.
Wow.
Just a little bit. But, so good segue. We're going to get into why I missed it. And it was almost a traumatic situation, but it ended up working out in my favor. So like Laurel was saying, she has a boyfriend, but I do not. And for the first time in forever, the roles are reversed because I've always been like a serial monogamist. I've always had a boyfriend. For like an extended period of time.
You know them folks that's always in love. Every year they in love and you just like, sis.
I love love. Don't y'all just love love?
Not if it ain't real love.
Yeah, that's true.
What the Bible say? No, I'm just kidding.
But so like now I'm getting ready to turn 25 in a couple months and I just want to know myself as an adult single. But that doesn't mean I'm not dating. So I went out on a date last night. It was supposed to be my second date, but I think that we're tethering the line on second date here because it was a little questionable. And this person is a few years older than me, and when I say few, I mean
when I say few,
carry the one,
1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100.
Okay, so that's not even funny.
I'm so weak in the knees.
So we went out to dinner, and unbeknownst to me, we had an additional person come along for this dinner, his good friend, who was a female, who was very dressed up, more dressed up than I was, had heels on, her weave was intact,
Stunning.
her makeup was on point.
Stunning.
And I was just like, okay, well, you guys don't need me here, so
let me collect my Hirachis.
Right. And I will just go on home. So it was just a weird setup. I wasn't expecting her to be there, but, I'm trying to be friendly. And then, like I said, it was only my second time being around the guy. So, I didn't want to come off already like mad black woman. So, but they had me in a situation where the girl is sitting to my right, the guy is sitting to my left, and they're talking across me.
Nah, B.
And
you messed up right there.
I'm not involved whatsoever in the conversation or the content that they're talking about, because they're talking about things that they did way back when they first met each other. And I'm just like, okay.
And they dipping queso across the table.
And then he's like,
let me
she
dip
got like an appetizer
and
and
chips.
queso, and he's like reaching across to get to the case. It was too much. She ordered a Bellini. He wanted to taste the Bellini. He's drinking the Bellini.
I got a Bellini right here for you.
Here. I got
a
two
knuckle wound up. Two knuckle sandwiches right here.
It was just outrageous. So,
like, who ordered the knuckle sandwich?
Right. Halfway through, I start texting Lo like, Laurel, I need you to give me an Uber because this guy is wilding out. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but I need to get out of this situation. And so, but then I remembered I ordered the shrimp and grits, and I really was hungry. So
you stuck around.
I stuck around because everybody likes a free meal. But
I can't.
It ended up being funny at the end of the day because I was showing him. I had to talk with him in the car. Like, this does not count as a second date. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know what. And explain to me why you were sipping out of her glass. What was that about? And he was just like, I just didn't know. I thought, you figure that guys get older and they get smarter and wiser and they know how to read situations. But I guess that's not true.
That may not always be true,
It's not true because he was totally lost. Like, he was just like...
He missed the mark.
The
mark is over here.
He totally didn't know what the problem was.
You're over
he
here.
told me I checked out socially. I made myself socially unavailable.
What you're not going to do is insult me. I know how to be social.
I am
normal. Social.
I'm being normal.
Do you know who I am?
This is a normal reaction.
I was voted most likely to be social.
And then I had to hit him with the, if the roles were reversed and I invited you out with one of my guy friends.
Right.
And, he was like, say no more. I already.
Okay, got it.
So automatically when I did that, then he knew how I felt in the situation. And he made more of an effort as the night went on.
No, but wait, that's not even the funny thing.
Wait,
the funny thing is that me and my boyfriend, we're on a date at Cat's Cafe going to see Slim and his band. And Lindsay's texting me, and I'm legit, like, crying, laughing. Like, I'm literally sharing the phone with Greg, and he's, like, laughing. He's like, first of all, how is she on a date and y'all are texting this much, first of all? Because you're on a date with me, and you're texting her. So she's legit telling me how, because he's older, and he keeps saying, can you dig it? Like, can you dig it? Like, he's shaft or something. Right. And I'm like, come on. So she's like, he says, can you dig it one more time?
And then this is what he kept saying. And I already told him I was going to say all this on the podcast because we had a big
Thank God, because I don't want nobody coming for my jugular.
It was actually his idea. He was like, yo, you should put this on the podcast because in retrospect, it's actually really funny. But he kept saying, you want another drink, baby?
Yo, no. Now that memo didn't come across my desk because I would have surely.
It was no way I could text it to where you can hear how he was saying. He was like, baby. And I'm like, yo.
What kind of mess is that? That's some old stuff. I'm sorry. That's some old stuff. That's like that episode of Martin where he was like, you know what I'm talking about, baby? Yeah. Like, that is too much.
So it was funny. And it was just funny to kind of just compare the generational gap.
baby.
He's like, you want another drink, baby? And I was like,
no, I don't. Ain't no more Bellinis for me. I'm ready to go. Mind you, I'm texting her. Greg's like, yo, text her, tell her I'm about to send her Uber right now. Like, she's getting out of there. Next thing you know, she calls me on FaceTime. I'm like, why is she FaceTiming me? It's her and the guy in there.
No, I didn't know.
Hi. I'm like, I can't even get my words out.
He's a really nice guy.
He seems like it.
He's a really nice guy, and it was fun that I was able to show him the text messages that I was sending to
She showed him all the text messages.
And I was like, oh, you don't know. I was about to be out of here. I said, I was about to tell you I was going to the bathroom. My Uber would have been outside. I would have been gone. And then you would have been thinking the whole night I was kidnapped or something, and you had to go to bed uneasy and not having rest.
I was like texting her like, "Are you gonna tell this?" Because when I was gonna send her Uber, I'm like, "Are you gonna tell this man that you're leaving?" Like, how she gonna text me back? Come on, I don't know, but I'm sweating. I'm like, that is not an answer. Like for you to be sweating,
it's just hard to date nowadays because you always, as a woman. You know, and then when I brought this up to him too, he was like, you know, it's hard to date for a man too because especially for somebody like me where he's affluent, he has a good career, he has money, and he's like, you know, you just never know where people's intentions are. And I'm like, for me, you know, you always got to watch your back. Like, I don't know if you wanted me and this girl to meet so you could have, you know.
Right, do the menage a trois.
Right, do the three the hard way. But
Shut
you know,
up.
I didn't know I couldn't
What was
gauge
going on.
the conversation and the situation. So, you know, my automatic defense was to get myself out of that because, first of all, for us only be hanging out one time prior to that, it's too early for me to have to read and decipher
What's going on.
Like, I don't even have the energy to be doing stuff like that.
But the crazy thing is when she's texting me, like, it's so true. Have you ever been on a date where you're just like looking at this person like, when this date is over, you have no clue that you're never gonna see me again.
You have no idea.
Like, ever.
And that's what I was thinking
like,
the whole time. Like, yo, they're laughing right now.
But
And
they
it's
don't
funny
even
right
know.
now, but they don't even know.
You're gonna try to call me tomorrow? And it ain't gonna be no call.
It's not gonna go through.
It's not gonna connect.
Your messages are gonna send green,
like,
okay?
For real.
But it ended up working out. By the end of the night, we ended up having a really good time, a really good laugh about it. And then I think also that was kind of a test for him because if he would have gotten like super offended or something about what I was saying, then that really would have been ixnay on the oop and say. Like, I really would have been like, okay.
But at least he was able to accept it. Like, a lot of times people are not, like you said, like, people are not able to accept that. They'll be like, all right, then, well, fine then. Like, let me drop you off by your car. Like, you can go ahead. But the fact that he turned the night around or whatever, kudos to you. You know who you are. Won't say your name.
I just had a thought, like, somebody's going to listen to this and they're not going to, it's going to hurt their feelings. But oh well.
Why? You think it's going to hurt his feelings?
No.
Oh, well.
Aww,
Sorry, friend.
Sorry.
I don't know who this is, but it's not gonna hurt my man's feelings because, okay.
No, but it's hard dating in the 21st century when you a black woman with an attitude and you ain't got time
I
to
can't
waste.
with the black woman with an attitude. Like, who
I'm
are you,
just
Ice
saying.
Cube?
Who you, Cicely Tyson?
Coming straight out of Lithuania. Like, stop it right
Whatever. But needless to say, he'll get date number 3, I'm sure.
now. Oh, well, good to know.
Hopefully.
Well, I was going to say that, you know, I'm over here talking to Greg about it. I'm like, oh, well, you know, he's like, oh, yeah, y'all should definitely put that on your podcast. And then, you know, I could be a guest on there and I can talk about, like, my past experiences.
The fact that
I'm
Greg
like,
is probably journaling, like, all the stuff that he wants to say, like, oh, yup, that could be for the podcast. Like,
no, he
did
actually
we
was
schedule
asking
you
me-
already?
He was asking me, like, what should I say? Because I told him, I was like, you should come on. He's like, what should I say? And he's like, my past experience. I'm like, you ain't got no past.
Yes, he does.
Your past, no, I'm joking. But
I
I'm
say,
like,
let the man
your
speak.
past started and ended with me, okay?
Greg,
No, I'm
Greg
just
is
kidding.
Greg is funny from what I've seen.
He's hilarious.
Well, I'm not around him like that.
Yeah, but
he's more funny in text messages.
You know what's so crazy?
He's kind of shy in person.
When you guys both text me, you guys will both text me the same things at the same time. Like if it's a response to
Well, that's
something,
good.
it's like this. I'm like, dang, Lindsay said that. Or he'll say something, and he'll be like, I bet you Lindsay thinking the same. Like you guys have.
What's his
similar-
sign?
He's a Leo. He's born 2 days after, or 8 days after Jase. So Leos are good people. Please, like literally, don't even want to deal with it. Anyway, moving on.
Lord.
So yeah.
Oh, I have a question for you guys, and maybe y'all can hit us up on our Instagram and respond or email us. But how soon is too soon to fart or poop when you're meeting somebody and you're dating somebody?
You know what? Definitely not
Because-
date number 2, 3, or 4.
But I've always been somebody I've always been very honest about my stomach and my
B.
bowels. I've
in
always.
in the early stages, like date 3, like date 3, time to fart.
But then here's the thing. I don't think date 3. But then I also don't want to be like, say we're dating for 6 months and then all of a sudden I'm super egregious and he's like, where did this come from? And I'm like, it's always been there. I just tried to shield you from it.
This is me.
This is who I am.
This is
so
who
it's
I've
like,
always
Wendy, how do
been.
you transition? Because
First
when I
of all-
tell you, and you already know, like even in high school, like everybody knew me as we were the pretty ones, but we weren't ashamed of, gotta go to the fifth hall bathroom because, I gotta, it's about time for me to blow it up. And everybody be like, oh, them girls, it's so funny. And they're gonna go poop. And it was just always a laugh. But then I meet guys sometimes that, like, in their heads, women don't.
It's like grossed out. Yeah,
it's like, come on. Your mama poops?
To each his own. I feel like for me personally, like,
do you poop in front of Greg? Like, do y'all have pooping relations?
This has been like the most honest relationship for me. Like, I've never been the one that's like, oh, I'm just gonna blow steam. Like, I've never been that girl.
I think I peaked too early because when I dated Derek,
all the way early. No, but don't say his name on here because he may not want his name being
Derek
said.
Is fine. Derek, we used to be. I would poop.
Honestly,
you would be talking.
I tell everybody this, and even if he watches, we're gonna tag him so he can watch it and listen to it. Yes, but he was my favorite like boyfriend that she had because he was like one of our family members because our family is kind of like that. Like they're not shamed. Like my dad is like super. Will call us in the room just so he can fight and like run. Yeah, like he used to do that all the time. Like we'll be in a grocery store and he'll like fight and the whole aisle is like disgusted. And he's like, Lorel, man, why you do that, man? I'm like, you are so
But you know what's crazy?
Immature.
And I realize I do that now to the kids.
Yes, I'm sure. And Jase gets infuriated.
I had to think about it like, yo, that is because I'll fart and I'll be like, say excuse me, Levi. He'd be like, no, that was you.
No, that wasn't. Like, they legit, he used to do that to us. So now, like, me and Greg, like, he'll be at work and I'll text him. I'll be like, yo, I gotta go see a man about a horse. He's like, me too. I'm on my way to do that right now. Like, it's not a big thing.
Yeah, I don't know. So. I think that after leaving that relationship with Derek and we were so open about that, it was kind of weird to be in a relationship.
Go back to being private like everyone else because everyone else in the world is private.
Like,
hashtag stop poop shaming. Poop shaming. Stop fart shaming.
Stop fart shaming, okay?
No,
this is a bodily function. We all have to do it. And I shouldn't have to feel embarrassed, ashamed.
But some stuff is TMI. Like, I'm honestly going to say, like, okay, Greg aside, like, if I was out in the world just dating or whatever, and, like, on the third date, the guy that I'm dating is just like, burnt. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I'm like, wow, I'm going to collect what I got.
I don't know.
And I'm finna go.
I don't know. I think I would have a hearty laugh about it.
I was going to say, I probably would laugh to the depths of my soul.
I would laugh and not be mad if you owned it. But if you fart and I'm smelling it and you're like trying to... That's when I'm be like, oh, no, you... Oh, what?
Trying to look around.
Right, like,
what's that smell? They must be burning.
The generator just started up.
No, like, I'm gonna tell you what the generator is. I'm gonna tell you right now who did it. It was you. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Why are you doing this to us?
And on that note,
why are you doing this?
I'm gonna leave because you're not an honest person.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, if you're honest about it and we can have a hearty laugh about it, I'm fine with it. Don't be like I wake up and your butt is like in my face and you're like, I gotcha. Like that's pink eye.
But
anywho,
yeah. So
oh well, I'm too loud. What you trying to do?
No, just go with the flow, man.
I'm going with the flow. I'm trying to say, you pointing the microphone at my boobs.
I'm trying to be discreet. And you're like, what happened? What we doing? Nothing. But okay, so I recently just got back from Paris. I was actually sitting standby in the airport. Which I got to sit tomorrow at 5. But they sent me, like, they pulled me and they're like, oh, you're going to Paris today. And I'm like, are you for real? Like, I don't want to go at all. And I know that sounds like really crazy because people like want to go to Paris, but I've gone like 4 times and it's lonely when you go by yourself. Like, if you go with a crew that's not really nice and you're by yourself, you don't speak the language. So it's like, where am I going to go? And I'm navigationally challenged, so I would never ever be that person that's like, oh, I'm about to just buy me a Metro card and just wander around Paris. Like, absolutely not. But as God would always have it, because he always sheds his light and favor on me, I went to Paris and I had the most amazing time. One of my coworkers, he's Haitian and Puerto Rican, so he speaks Spanish and French, and he goes to Paris all the time. He goes like 8 times a month because that's his natural route that he flies. And so he took me, he's like, well, I'll take you out or whatever. He's like, I'll show you around and stuff. And we had the best time. We went to Notre Dame, and it was amazing. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my pictures and everything. And even though it's not like the cartoon, like there's some elements of it that are like the cartoon. Like there were gargoyles. Like the gargoyles are real on the side of the building. Like the building did catch on fire like it did in the movie. And so there's a part of the building that is completely black, and it's like being rebuilt because it was on fire.
How long did it catch on fire?
Like a long time ago, but it's a difference. It's not. It doesn't look like it's burnt, but it's a difference between the original statues of it. But it just felt like a really, really holy place. And you could, when I walked in there,
not if whatchamacallit was in there. Esmeralda.
I know, what was his name? Frodo. But
was wilding out.
Frodo was a wild boy. But it was just like, even though I'm not Catholic, I'm Christian, but just going in there and seeing people light candles and like in the wake of the hurricane and everything, to see people go in there and light candles for their families and like devoutly pray, like it made you want to go in there and just pray. And like they have a book where you can write your own prayer or write your name in the book, and I did that, and it was a wonderful experience.
Oh, that's nice.
But let me just say this, okay? First of all, I believe in deodorant, period.
Oh.
My mother's on this like natural deodorant, like, regular deodorant gives you cancer.
Are you going to talk about my mama on here?
I'm not.
Okay.
But what I am going to say is that Parisians do not believe in deodorant.
Oh, girl, that's like when I was
not
in
everybody.
Period. Because when I was in Africa,
but I'm not speaking for the masses, but I know that's like a known thing, and I was like,
somebody's humming. Somebody is.
What is taking place in my nostrils? Like my nostrils are swirling around. But one thing I will say though, they were ready for the fall. Okay, like boots and jackets and scarves was on deck.
Cold?
Because it was only like fall. It's not cold at all. But when I was looking outside my window and I'm like, okay, what should I put on to go, explore or whatever? I'm looking outside. Everybody got hats, scarves, boots, fly as ever. I'm like, dang, it's gonna be freezing. I go downstairs. I'm like, it's like one gust of wind, just one little whiff. I'm like, oh, y'all was ready. Y'all was real ready. Y'all doing the most, okay? But they're really fly over there, and honestly, it's a wonderful place to visit. I'd love to go, like my family.
I still haven't been, but
that's gonna be our next trip. We're gonna go to Paris, and then you guys can stay tuned for the Paris adventures. But yeah, so.
I wonder how it is dating overseas. Maybe I need to go.
But I said that to say also that we meant to talk about this when we were talking about Amsterdam. At one period in our life, our dad was trying to move us to South Africa.
Oh.
Like, yo, we had a whole, like, it was real deal, y'all. Like, he came in there.
Serious. We was like, yo, we about to move to Africa.
We was telling all our friends, like, just look at our faces because we're out of here. Like,
remember,
we're being moved. Remember, you and me must never part. Legit, because he came over with his pastors, like his friends that were pastors from South Africa that moved their families there, and gave us like a whole video tutorial.
A whole video presentation.
And was like, you will love it and you will grow up there and da-da-da-da.
Yo, we were devastated. Like,
tears.
This is not
I'm talking
happening.
about.
I don't even know why it didn't go through. Like, what happened?
Because you know what? I don't know. Because it was God. That's what it was. God stepped in.
You know, one thing about it is we got down on our knees and prayed for Easy Bake Oven, and God didn't come through with that.
But he came through with that.
He may not come when you want him, but he'll be here right on time.
Because I'm telling you.
Because he stored up them prayers for that situation.
Not that South Africa is like a bad place to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful. Like, that's on my list to go.
It was just going to be a hard transition.
But
I'm sure if we did move and we were there, like, to this day.
It would have been fine.
Because I know we felt the same way moving from Rhode Island to Georgia. It was like a devastating experience.
Or just moving high schools. Like, we got ripped out of our high school and moved to a whole new high school.
So,
in 9th and 10th grade.
Especially when you're younger, everything seems like it's going to last forever. Like, that's like the end all be all.
Make it last forever.
But I'm sure we would have been okay. But that was a scary
First of all, my father is the type, like, when he says something's getting done, he's like, boom, this is it, that's it, and smack you with it, and you just got to go with it. We was like, no, we will not.
And I kind of think Mom was down because...
most definitely.
Because she's from the Caribbean, so she was like, okay, I can wear my head wraps and be right back into the swing of things.
Mom, Just
It's
remember.
the truth. Mom was down.
Remember,
She
I'm the
wanted to
golden
go.
goose.
She
No,
wanted
it's
to go.
true. And it was probably tropical and it's similar to her culture. And so she was probably like, oh, they'll have the best schools. And, they were trying to kick it to us like the value of $1 over there compared to here and all this stuff. Because my dad.
Which I don't think it's true because I don't think that's true. I think it depends on where you go. Because,
It depends because it is very true. And I went to Colombia and I was like, wow.
But I think Africa is different because I thought I was like, man, I'm about to buy mad gold. Like, what? Everything's
so done.
inflation there because everything's being imported from other countries.
Yeah, Paris is
so
pretty
it's like,
expensive
the
too.
taxes and everything. I'm like, damn, how much for a loaf of bread? Okay.
No, I'm just going to stop.
Nah,
I'm just,
straight.
how much for the
just
water?
Let me get the fromage. Just give me the fromage.
The fromage de saucisson. Saucisse de jambon.
That's all
When I go to see, I know a little bit of French, and you can't be telling people that you know some French because then they want you to do a whole thing, and it's like this is where my French starts and
I know,
ends.
Je suis fatiguée.
So I said to the man, I was like, jambon, a croissant, jambon et jambon, and he knew what I was saying. So the lady's like, well, tell him I want. I was like, ma'am.
You heard what I said?
Did you say?
I know jambon
et croissant. Okay.
Is that what you want?
Do you want the same?
The same thing?
Make it a 2.
It's a
deux.
That's all I got.
Girl, she came over there with this whole translation. I was like, sis, you ain't getting that today. So you gonna have to pull up Google Translate.
If there's any international menses that hi.
Don't
Like,
shout out to
shots,
Santiago. No, you gotta get aligned with Christ. Like Christ will just drop the man in there. Telling you
to close out. When I was texting Laurel yesterday, when things weren't looking so hot with that date, I was like, you know what? This is God saying it's Jesus time. I just need to
That's it.
set all things aside.
I'm telling you.
And just give Jesus his time because that's why he keep putting me in these situations.
I feel like God literally is like in heaven sometimes he's like, give me my time, rubbing my time, reclaiming my time, like Maxine Waters.
Yep.
For real. Because like I really feel like I don't want to be sad, but I my boyfriend, I just feel like God was like, all right, you done gave me my time, let me give you what you need, what you can pray for. Boop. And he's the man for me. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, so the moral of the story is you gotta give God your time.
The moral of the story is Greg needs his time on the
On the
mic.
podcast.
Right.
When he comes on the podcast, ain't gonna be no past. No, I'm just kidding. He hasn't really had like he don't, I don't know, like child, I'm gonna let him tell it.
Yeah.
Tell it on the mountain.
But I'm gonna be over here steaming like you did what when?
No, we have our chats. I know it's life. He knows my
Greg.
life.
All right, Greg, we're gonna see you next time.
It's gonna be the Greg and Lo and Raina.
I was trying to see if you could
Try to put it in the eye. But
All
that's
right,
all we got for y'all. Stay tuned for episode 4. This is over. Sorry for the wait, guys. Like, we feel like Wayne. Sorry for the wait. But you know when it's my fault. It's always my fault. But we got some special in
always
store.
her fault.
We got some special guests
Laurel
coming.
is flabbergasted every day when we're like, Laurel, what's your schedule? Because why it's always on me? Why? You're a flight attendant. You're the only one that's gone consistently.
I will not stand for this slander. And I also want to say shout out to Kev.
I know. Kev's not here today.
This is for you, Kev. We miss you. But yeah, that's our other producer, guys. He's the bomb diggity. Not Kev as in our dad, but shout out to him too because he made us. So there's that.
Yeah.
All right. Peace in the chicken grease, big homies.
It's the rain.
Hello.
All right, bye.
Rain.